Today, India is one of the most favored investment destinations in the world. Powered by innovation, digitisation, automation, increasing investment and policy reforms to enable ease of doing business, India is set to emerge as the global manufacturing hub in the post-COVID world. Hello and welcome. I'm Amitabh Kant and you're watching Transforming India, where we bring to you the story of a new India, a story of high growth and development being driven by the skilled and motivated youth of the country. In this episode, we will look at the manufacturing sector, which has been one of the high growth sectors in India, and also a major focus area of the Union government. With schemes like Make in India and the Performance-Linked Incentive Scheme, the government is aiming not just to boost domestic production to make India Atmanirbhar, but also to strengthen India's position in the global supply chain. So what is it that is working out in the manufacturing sector? And what are the key challenges that we need to overcome to make India the world's largest manufacturing giant?
In 2013, India found itself among the Fragile Five, the list of emerging economies, along with Brazil, South Africa, Indonesia, and Turkey. The Indian rupee too was badly hit in the summer of 2013 when foreign investors pulled out of emerging markets and started shifting to developed markets. It was a grim picture of Indian economy. But in just a few years, India witnessed a drastic change, emerging as one of the most favored investment destinations and one of the fastest growing economies in the world.
Gone are the days when India was considered to be among the fragile five. Today, we are the fastest growing economy in the world. Powered by the 125 crore people of India, we will grow even faster.
To overcome the daunting challenge, the government launched the Make in India initiative on 25th September 2014 to give a big push to manufacturing in India and make India a global manufacturing hub. The scheme aimed to facilitate investment, foster innovation, enhance skill development, and build best-in-class manufacturing infrastructure in the country. The Make in India scheme is based on 4 pillars. New processes, including the initiatives undertaken to enable ease of doing business by simplifying processes and removing red tapeism. New infrastructure. The government focused on building and facilitating state-of-the-art infrastructure with advanced technology, communication, and logistic solutions to boost manufacturing. New sectors. Under Make in India, 25 sectors were identified. FDI was opened up in defense production, construction, and railway infrastructure in a big way. The government-industry equation also saw a complete turnaround, with government acting more like a partner than a regulator.
It is not just helping them bringing down their costs, bringing them technology, opening up new markets for them. And this all together is making our MSMEs, and not just the big businesses, including my MSMEs, competitive. And this is where the benefit of Make in India is happening. You're seeing a number of industrial parks, for example, being upgraded to plug-and-play facilities. The ease of doing business, where a number of, look at it, both the state government and the central government together have done with over 27,000 policy interventions. So all this is to make it easier for our MSMEs and for our businesses, and to make them more competitive. And we are seeing the results already. March 31st, 2021, in the midst of the biggest lockdown in human history, we received an FDI of over $81 billion. It's the highest ever FDI India has received in our history. But I'll tell you what's more interesting in that. Our FDI jumped up by over 12 to 13% at a time when global FDI went down by 35%.
Today, India's credibility in global markets is stronger than ever before. And Make in India has been a game changer in enabling the Indian industry to boost their output and quality and strengthen the economy. It improved the job markets and ease of doing business, instilled investors' confidence in the Indian economy, and significantly increased output. It showcased a complete overhaul of the government's role, from being an authority to being a cooperative business partner, imparting momentum, energy, and optimism in the markets, opening doors to investors from India and abroad. But just making in India was not enough. The next aim was to make India Atmanirbhar in every sense.
While the world economies battled the coronavirus pandemic, India did its best to turn the crisis into an opportunity. Prime Minister Narendra Modi gave a clarion call for an Atmanirbhar Bharat based on the 5 pillars of economy, infrastructure, systems, demography and demand.
21वीं सदी भारत की हो, ये हमारा सपना ही नहीं, ये हम सभी की जिम्मेदारी भी है। लेकिन इसका मार्ग क्या हो? विश्व की आज की स्थिति हमें सिखाती है कि इसका मार्ग एक ही है, आत्मनिर्भर भारत। हमारे यहां शास्त्रों में कहा गया है, एषः पंथः, यानी यही रास्ता है आत्मनिर्भर भारत।
The government had already started working on the vision of attaining self-reliance. In March 2020, the production-linked incentive scheme was launched to support and boost domestic manufacturing. The scheme was launched with an outlay of 1.97 lakh crore rupees over 5 years starting 2021-22 across 13 sectors. These sectors include electronics, medical devices, mobiles, pharma drugs, telecom, food products, white goods, high-efficiency solar PV modules and automobiles, etc. In September 2021, a 14th sector, drones and drone companies, was included under the scheme with an additional layout of 120 crore rupees. The PLI scheme aims to boost manufacturing in sunrise and strategic sectors, improve cost competitiveness of domestically manufactured goods, enhance domestic capacity and economies of scale, generate direct and indirect employment, attract investments, make domestic manufacturing globally competitive and create global champions in manufacturing, ensure penetration of Indian companies in the global value chains. The scheme is outcome-based, so the incentives are disbursed only after a manufacturer has achieved a certain level of production. The calculation of incentives is based on incremental production at a high rate of growth.
And it has been received and acknowledged very strongly across the globe. I mean, look at the results. They are much beyond our expectation. We have, if you are looking at it, of the 14 PLI schemes, 11 PLI schemes have just concluded their applications. And we've had interest from each and every global major in each and every of those 14 sectors, which are now looking to participate and setting up their manufacturing bases and investing in India. And our team is hand-holding virtually all of them.
With the Make in India and PLI scheme, a transparent and user-friendly system evolved in a short span of time to drive investment, foster innovation, and build world-class infrastructure. And the progress is for all to see. The scheme not just energized the existing players, but also brought cheer to the new private players and startups, leading to a remarkable increase in not just domestic production, but also the quality of good produced. There has also been a substantial rise in FDI in sectors such as pharmaceuticals, medical devices, defense, and automobiles.
Agencies like Invest India are also playing a key role in facilitating global investments in India.
We handhold, we showcase the opportunity which is there in India. We handhold each and every investor, help them get approvals, help them with their business plan, help them with the execution of their project, and help them all the way into commercial production. And even after they have started their production to be in India, their entire India journey. It's now rated as one of the most comprehensive set of services in the world. The team today is hand-holding indicated investments of $157 billion. And the interesting thing is this is across 1,200 companies. And of this $157 billion, we've already received about close to $30 billion.
In a budget speech for 2022-23, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman asserted that the PLI scheme in 14 sectors will help in creating over 60 lakh new jobs, as well as additional new production of 30 lakh crore rupees.
The productivity-linked incentive in 14 sectors for achieving the vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat has received excellent response, with potential to create 60 lakh new jobs and an additional production of 30 lakh crore during next 5 years.
In Union Budget this year, the government has made several announcements to further strengthen manufacturing in the country. A scheme for design-led manufacturing has been announced to build a strong ecosystem for 5G as part of the production-linked incentive scheme. An additional allocation of 19,500 crore rupees has been made under the PLI scheme for manufacturing high-efficiency solar modules. This aims to boost domestic manufacturing to achieve the ambitious goal of 280 gigawatt of installed solar capacity by 2030. Custom duty rates are being calibrated to provide a graded rate structure to facilitate domestic manufacturing of wearable devices, hearable devices, and electronic smart meters. Duty concessions to parts of transformer of mobile phone chargers and camera lens of mobile camera module, etc. These steps will enable domestic manufacturing of high-growth electronic items.
Enhancing domestic production and promotion of exports has been on government's top priority. In budget this year, the government took several initiatives to consolidate India's position in the global supply chain and attract investment. The move to replace the existing special zone policy with a new regulation is aimed at providing the much-needed push to the SEZs in the country. The new proposals seek to improve ease of doing business by making them IT-driven and integrated to the Customs National Portal. The government aims to onboard states as partners for development of enterprise and service hubs.
Currently, there are 425 formally approved special economic zones in the country. 376 SEZs have been notified and 268 SEZs are operational. 5,604 units have been approved in SEZs as on 30th September 2021. With government enhancing ease of doing business, more and more global players are eyeing India as a favorite investment destination and are setting up manufacturing units in India. GE India has 15 local manufacturing facilities and 5 technology centers in the country, working across some of the most important sectors of the economy like aviation, power, renewable energy, and healthcare. Recently, GE Renewable Energy has announced the opening of a new renewable hybrids factory in Vallam near Chennai. Fostering the digital era in India, global electronics giant Samsung has set up world's largest mobile manufacturing factory in Noida, Uttar Pradesh. It has also launched its Make for the World initiative aiming to export mobile handsets produced in India to overseas markets. With this, India is looking to become the world leader in manufacturing of mobile handsets, up from its second spot. In the automobile sector, Bosch India is set to invest over 1,000 crore in the localization of advanced automotive technologies to support the Atmanirbhar Bharat mission. It already has 18 manufacturing sites and 7 development and application centers employing close to 31,500 associates. With sustainability forming the crux of development, electronic vehicles are set to change the automobile landscape in times to come. The government has approved a PLI scheme worth 18,100 crore rupees for investments in advanced chemistry cell battery manufacturing. Another 26,058 crore rupees have been approved for automotive manufacturing, focusing on EVs and hydrogen fuel cell vehicles to boost the manufacturing of electric vehicles. Private players like Ather Energy and Ola Electric are enhancing their production capacity to dominate the market segment not just in India but also globally.
India has the greatest advantage of the largest customer base, predominantly the youth, and which will further pave way for higher quality and vehicles and lower cost vehicles, EV vehicles, which will further attract more and more people to adapt electric vehicles in place of ICE vehicles and become a part of this EV revolution. And the second part is the Indian EV segment is projected to be valued at USD $600 million by 2025, which is going to increase furthermore once the local manufacturing supply chain will play a pivotal role in envisaging this growth. With Government of India taking some key initiatives like Atmanirbhar Bharat, then FAME scheme, PLI scheme, budget allocation for the semiconductor manufacturing within India, and EV subsidies and other things, which they have extended to increase the EV footprints into India. Majority of their components are imported, especially from China and other European countries, due to lack of manufacturing base within our country. Then fund mobilization, is a major hurdle both in terms of capex and opex. Even the government has set aside 90% of funding for the subsidies and other incentives, consumer incentives, whereas only 10% has been allocated for the charging infrastructure and all those, which is going to be the game changer for EV technology. So that needs to be addressed immediately. And one of the things which is, the prime lending sector status should be awarded to the EV sector, which can improve the EV footprints into India.
One sector that has recorded rapid growth is pharmaceuticals. Currently, India ranks third worldwide in pharmaceutical production by volume and 14th by value. The Indian pharma market clocked double-digit growth of around 15% in 2021.
We produce quality medicines which are 1/3 of the price of what is in US and other things. That has helped us, to get that, as a, the name, what we get today as the basket of the world pharmacy, that India today is exporting to 140 countries. So that is a big achievement for us.
India is home to over 3,000 pharma companies. The largest provider of generic medicines globally, India accounts for 20% supply of generic medicines worldwide by volume. India supplies 62% of global demand for vaccines. The pharmaceutical industry in India is currently valued at $41.7 billion. The pharmaceutical industry in India is expected to reach $65 billion by 2024 and $120 billion by 2030.
We have got the highest number of plants which are approved by the US FDA outside US. If you just see it, even US has, their regulatory authorities, they have started their offices in India because of the so number of, plants which are approved by US FDA. Today, if we just go into back and all that, in 2000, there was not a single, drug exported to USA. Number of companies from India which are exporting to USA, and the revenues from the USA is the maximum, India is getting from that country. Similarly in Europe and all that.
Today, India is one of the top 3 greenfield FDI destinations, with top global companies setting up operations here. Riding on reforms, India climbed to 63rd rank on the World Bank Ease of Doing Business Index. A massive improvement from 2014 when India stood at 142nd rank. The 2021 Cushman and Wakefield's Global Manufacturing Risk Index also ranked India as the second most sought-after manufacturing destination across the world. India is also actively pursuing free trade agreements with some of the largest consumer economies in the world to increase exports and boost production. With increasing investment, world-class production, entrepreneurship, and innovation, India is ready to emerge as the world leader in manufacturing. Well, that's all we have for you in this episode. Thank you for watching and stay tuned to Sansad TV.